Shoe lovers, get ready for it because you're in for a treat. I have the 10 best shoe trends for the year. I have found shoppable options for you to check out too. Everything's linked below. Let's get started because this is going to be a good one. Retro sneakers have been dominating for over a year now, and I'm definitely not mad about it. Honestly, I never quite understood that whole chunky dad sneaker trend, and I'm so glad that's far gone. But yes, I do have to say I was getting a little sick and tired of seeing those Adidas Sambas everywhere, specifically the whites with the black stripes. Almost every fashionista out there has a pair. Over the fall and winter season, we started seeing a lot of other colors coming about, a lot of browns and neutral shades, also a lot of burgundies and reds, and it just made me fall in love with the trend all over again. We're also seeing a lot of other low-profile streamlined sneakers joining in on this trend. I've been completely obsessed with the Miu Miu New Balance collaboration. In fact, I went on the pre-loved market to try to find myself a pair because I thought, hey, I can find one a little pre-loved, maybe a little used, and get a good deal on it. Well, that's not the case because they're actually selling for nearly twice as much as what they originally cost. So that's not going to work. So instead I caved and I got myself some Adidas. Now these are Gazelles, not the Adidas that have been so popular, but you know, they're practically identical in the look and shape of them with some very minor undetectable details. I saw this mocha mousse chocolatey color and I fell in love with it. I thought it was the perfect neutral to wear with a lot of my outfits. Oftentimes when I reach for a sneaker, I don't want to just go for a plain white or a plain black, and I thought these are a perfect one to wear with so many outfits. And rather than reaching for my Uggs, which are just a little too easy to wear because they just slip on so easily and you're just out the door, I always tend to feel a little frumpy in those, and I felt like these will help elevate my outfits and make me feel a little more put together. Overall, I'm very excited for this retro sneaker trend to stick around for a little while. I don't think I'll be investing in it any more than these at the current moment, but I've got what I have, and if you need a little something, I have some links below of some great looking retro sneakers for you to check out, and everything in this video will be linked for your reference. Pumps with personality. I am super excited for this trend because I just love a statement shoe. A little work of art on your feet to add to your outfit, give it some personality, and a fun, interesting way to express yourself, especially when your outfit is a little on the minimalist side. We saw heels decorated with coins and florals, not at the same time, but separately at Louis Vuitton, and Prada gave us these gorgeous geometric masterpieces. If you have a love for a fun, quirky, attention-grabbing shoe, then I say definitely invest in this trend. However, if you tend to tire of things relatively quickly and you don't think you will wear this shoe more than once or twice without getting really bored with it, then I definitely say avoid splurging on this trend and perhaps look for a non-designer, less expensive shoe. I know like Jeffrey Campbell or Steve Madden, Tony Bianco. There's also a bunch of shoes on Anthropologie that could be really quirky, maybe Free People. These are all less expensive brands that have really great funky shoes, and they fit this trend beautifully without breaking the bank. Boho fashion is in full swing for spring with everything from suede to sheer tops to fringe and bell bottoms and to, you guessed it, yes, clogs. Clogs are back, and they're going to be back in a big way. If you're loving a boho-inspired wardrobe or simply just a fan of the aesthetic, then you definitely need a pair of platform clogs like we saw on Ulla Johnson's runway. Or perhaps a flat form variety will serve you better like we saw at Hermes and Miu Miu. Clogs just look so easy to wear. For the most part, they're a slip-on and go type of shoe, but they look effortless and so chic, especially when they're paired with some ankle-length trousers or perhaps a long flowy sheer dress. And you definitely don't need to be head to toe in a whole boho look just to rock a clog. Add it to any outfit just for a little dimension, a little contrast, because it's always fun to mix aesthetics. I really love the look of a clog. In fact, I had a pair for over 20 years, but sadly I just sold them on Poshmark for, get this, only $8. And I had originally bought them at a Barney's warehouse sale. So yeah, I guess you can say I definitely didn't get my money's worth. Even though they were 20 years old, I almost barely wore them because they were actually quite uncomfortable and really hard to walk in. But I do regret it because of course clogs are back in season now, and they were olive green, which is one of my most favorite colors. So yeah, I regret that, but I might be investing in this trend. Clogs tend to be a very divisive style. Maybe you love them, maybe you hate them. Leave me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on the clog. Let me know if you agree, but I am so excited for this next trend, and it's actually been a while since we've seen it, and that is the peep toe. Dating back to the 1940s when we first saw the peep toe, this shoe screams subtle sensuality to me. I think it's very ladylike, elegant, and very sophisticated. And would you believe we haven't seen the peep toe since 2009? I know fashion is cyclical, but this one took quite a while to come back to us. From the slivered peep toe we saw at Kate to the off-center peep toe that we saw at Tory Burch, designers definitely gave us an updated, modern interpretation of the peep toe. And Prada actually reached into their 2008 archives to reintroduce one of their classic peep toe styles, with a little update, of course. I actually have a pair of peep toe heels. I've had these for over 20 years. These are from Lanvin, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm probably butchering it, but I got them at the Barney's Warehouse sale probably back in 2005. You can tell I did a lot of damage back in the day. And luckily I've hung on to these, even though they're a little tight on me and they squeeze me at the toe and they're quite painful, but I could never part with them because I just love them so much, and I'm glad I didn't because I would have regretted it now. Maybe I'll have them stretched out so they're a little more comfortable. They also have a gorgeous platform heel, and platforms are actually trying to make a little comeback as well, and I'm definitely not mad about that either. I love peep toes because they go with anything and everything from jeans to dresses to skirts, and they're super versatile. Basically wear them like you would any other pump. And the best thing I think about peep toe shoes, and perhaps maybe not these because this opening is a little big, but if it has just a sliver of a peep toe, you can totally rock them without getting yourself a pedicure, making them a much more versatile shoe for the spring summer and much more forgiving than a full open toe. I think that makes them well worth it. I think a lot of women unfortunately are not too keen on the peep toe. If you aren't, let me know why, because I really love this trend and I'm so glad to see it come back. We're going from one extreme to the other, from the ultra feminine peep toe shoe to the now preppy unisex type of shoe. This one is going to be really big for spring summer, and that's going to be the boat shoe. Miu Miu really paved the way and got this trend going last year, and all the fashionista girlies jumped on this trend, and actually many of you ladies chimed in and told me that you've been wearing boat shoes as part of your classic style for years, and I honestly love that. I mentioned the boat shoe trend back in my fall 2024 video, and it was actually received with very mixed messages. Lots of love and hate about this shoe. I dived right into the boat trend, fell in love with it, and got these two pairs. These are from Jeffrey Campbell. They're a Miu Miu dupe, and these are the OGs from Sperry, and I love them so much. Honestly, I haven't had much of a chance to wear them through the fall winter, but I'm super excited to rock these in the spring summer season, and I think boat shoes are just going to gain in popularity. Now, how do you wear boat shoes, you ask? Well, I think you can go with an all preppy look and go for a polo shirt and a pair of cropped trousers and wear your boat shoes with your ankles showing. And I would opt for a pair of straight leg trousers because the shoes are a little on the bulky side and I think it would fit beautifully with a straight leg or something on the slimmer side. Or you can create some contrast in your outfit by going for a beautiful flowy dress or a satiny slip skirt, and I think it would look really chic that way as well. I know boat shoes aren't for everyone. In fact, I'm a little surprised in myself that I like them so much, considering I'm not much of a loafer gal, and these are definitely a close cousin or relative to the loafer. But I remember wearing boat shoes back in my early high school years when I was going through my preppy phase, and I think it's just bringing back a little nostalgia for me. We're about halfway through this video. If you're enjoying it so far, please take a second and hit that thumbs up button. It really helps support the channel. And another way to support the channel is by subscribing so you don't miss my next video. We're all about chic, modern, sophisticated fashion here, and I really think you're gonna love it. Now, animal print, as we all know, has been a huge trend last year, and it's not going anywhere this year, especially when it comes to accessories. I mentioned animal print in my handbag video, and I'll link that up here because I think it's a really good one, and you should definitely watch it after this one. But when it comes to shoes, yes, of course, leopard and cheetah print is going to continue to dominate, but I actually saw a lot of snake print popping up, and I think snake print is going to be huge this year as well. Of course, why else? Because it is the year of the snake, right? I have this gorgeous pair of pumps from Gucci. I got them at a huge discount sale, not the Barney's one that I'm always talking about. There's another luxury sale that happens here in Orange County every few months or so, and I managed to snag these. They're classic, timeless snake print, perfect neutral. I'm going to have these forever. Whether it's reptile, bovine, or feline, I think animal print is a very strong neutral. It's timeless in its style, and it's that perfect pop of print that you could add to any neutral outfit, give it a little elevation, a little personality, a little dimension, and a little texture. I don't think you can go wrong with any of these timeless patterns. Don't be afraid to incorporate them into your outfit. I think they're well worth the investment because you'll have them now that they're having a huge moment in the spotlight, but you can save them for later because they're classic and they won't expire in your closet. Metallic shoes are continuing to be a huge trend this year. We've already been seeing a whole lot of them over the last few years. In addition to animal print, I think a metallic shoe is the perfect neutral, especially when you have an outfit that you quite don't have the perfect shoe for it and black just won't cut it. A metallic silver or gold shoe is the perfect option that you can't go wrong with. We've been seeing a mix of silver and gold through the years. However, this year I think that silver might be a little more dominating over the gold, as we saw it on the catwalks of Miu Miu, Prada, and Gucci, and of course they always seem to pave the way when it comes to trends. I bought these gorgeous metallic pumps back in 2023. They're from Steve Madden. They're very affordable, but I've also definitely gotten my cost per wear on these because I think they're my most worn shoes ever. And if you're a regular on my channel, you've definitely seen me wear these to death. And that's because I always pop them on when I don't have the exact perfect shoe to wear. These are a few years old and I don't think they're on Steve Madden's site anymore, but I think I've seen them on Amazon, so I'll link them below because they're super comfortable. And I think a metallic shoe in general instantly elevates your outfit and it always looks really chic and sophisticated. It seems we are not devoid of divisive shoe trends this year, and the see-through shoe trend is definitely ranking up high with women's love-hate relationship with it. In the see-through category, I'm including both vinyl shoes and mesh shoes because they both show the foot in some way. Victoria Beckham gave us both vinyl and mesh options, and Chloe showed us variations of crochet as well as vinyl wedges and thongs, two other huge trends that I'll get to in just a second. Personally, I've been in love with the mesh trend since last year, and I invested in it with these Alaya dupes that I bought on Amazon. I wore these to death. As you can see, they are very well worn, and I think they're perfect dupes for the Alaya ones. Really, really close in resemblance. I hope I can find these again because I definitely need to repurchase these and maybe even get a lighter one. So if they're still on Amazon, I'll link them below, but I get first dibs on them. As for the vinyl trend, I'm really excited about this one too. I love how the shoe looks. I've not yet tried on any vinyl shoes, but I'm very intrigued by them. I have heard mixed reviews from women saying that their feet sweat profusely in the shoes, that they're slipping and sliding all over the place, and that they are just not practical. And if they're not breathable, as good as they look, they need to be somewhat wearable. Otherwise, I guess it's going to be a deal breaker. Let me know if you've tried them and what your experience is. Speaking of uncomfortable, thong sandals are continuing to be a huge trend for this year. We saw thong sandals emerge as a trend last year, and I'm not talking about your flip-flop thong sandals that you wear to the pool. These are strappy or heeled sandals that are definitely more elevated and polished, but they still have a very casual note to them, allowing them to be very wearable for your casual and dressy occasions. My faves on the runway were these edgy ankle strap beauties from Isabel Marant and these lace-up ballerina-inspired thongs from Ferragamo. I know they're totally different styles, but I love a mix of aesthetics. Personally, I only really wear thongs to the pool. I don't have that strength or callus between my toes that warrants me wearing thongs for extended periods of time, so I'm a little hesitant to invest in this trend because I'm afraid of blisters and pain, and for that reason I'll probably stay away. But I found a bunch of gorgeous ones that I'll link below in case you're interested in investing in this trend. We're up to the last trend, and if you've stayed with me up until this point, thank you so much, and please take a quick second and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't yet already. They're both easy, free ways to help support the channel, and subscribing helps you find my content more easily in the future. If you're a woman over 40 or any age for that matter and you love sophisticated style with a modern edge, I really think you're gonna love it here. And by the way, let me know if you want a second part of this video because there's a whole lot more shoe trends out there for this year that I didn't even touch on, and I think a part 2 would be fabulous. So okay, on to the last trend, and this is one I'm especially excited for, and that is the wedge shoe. Now when you think of wedge, you're probably automatically thinking of those braided or cork espadrille sandals that we see year after year, but those tend to be classics for spring summer that we always see. However, Chloe gave us a really cool version with vinyl and cork, and I think that's so modern and chic. And those are the types of wedges that I'm really excited for this year. Wedges that are cool, modern, and sculptural, like we saw on the runways of Ferragamo, Dries Van Noten, and Saint Laurent. A wedge heel looks very modern and edgy and also has a little bit of a cool girl factor, so much more than just a classic stiletto pump, which I love as well, but I'm really excited for these wedges to come back. I had a pair of gorgeous wedge thigh-high boots from Victoria Beckham that I found at a luxury sale back in the fall, and I was a little iffy about them. I set them aside and lost them forever, and I really regret that because wedges are going to be everywhere in the next few months and most likely into the next fall-winter season as well. I'm really excited for the wedge to make a comeback. Let me know if you're excited for this trend or which of these trends I shared with you today you're most excited for. Leave a comment for me below, and if you haven't seen my handbag video yet, I'll link it up here for you to check out next. Thanks so much for spending time with me. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh gosh, I'm caught into my magnet. Oh God, that was funny.